What's up, people? Welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Mary. I'm a lawyer and a real estate consultant. On this YouTube channel, I share legal contents to educate the public because ignorance of law is not an excuse. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you on a topic: custody of a child in Nigeria. In a divorce proceeding or judicial separation proceeding, who gets the custody of a child in Nigeria? A lot of factors is being put into consideration before a father or a mother can be awarded custody of a child, and that is what I want to deal with in this video. So please make sure you watch this video till the very end. Please do not forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Please subscribe now if you're yet to do that. Okay, thank you so much. Let's dive into it. So when we talk about custody of a child, what is custody? Custody means the welfare, the maintenance of a child. So in a divorce proceeding or judicial separation proceeding, the courts will take a lot of factors into consideration in order to know whether the father or the mother will be the right person to be awarded the custody of that child. Okay, so then it will now relate to accommodation, school, and all that. So a lot of things will be put into consideration. So I need to debunk this myth that custody automatically goes to the mother. That is wrong. Okay, so because you are the mother of a child and you feel that child is below the age of probably below age 10, or the child is still so young, so tender in age, and you feel the court will automatically award you custody, that is wrong. A lot of things will be put into consideration before you or the father can be awarded custody. So I'll be sharing this video about 5 factors. Okay, I'll be sharing 5 major factors that the court will check, will look into before they can award custody to either of the parents. The court will not be biased when awarding custody. So don't think because you are a Nigerian and your partner is not a Nigerian, and because you guys conducted the marriage in Nigeria, you feel the court will automatically award you custody. That is wrong. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, a lot of factors will put into consideration, and the fact that you are more influential, that you're wealthy, doesn't mean custody will come to you. Court will not check your money, will not check your material things in awarding custody. The court may check in some instance, but the court will not just say because you have money, because you can provide, you can afford to take the child to the best school in the world and award you custody. Oh no, the court will not do that. So let me just dive into it. Number one thing the court will consider, or one of the things the court will consider, is the age and the sex of that child. Do not think because the child is, I have mentioned that earlier, that the child is below a certain age, probably age 2 or age 3, and you think the custody will go to the mother, or because the child is a girl, you think custody will go to the mother. No. The court will consider that fact, but the court will not solely on those facts award you custody as a mother. The court may consider the age of the child to say the child will be best to be with the mother, but the court will not rely on that sole factor. Also, the court can consider that the fact that the child is a boy can go to the father, but the court will not rely solely on that fact, which means the fact that your child is a particular gender can help you in getting custody, but the court will not rely only on that. So let me just mention other factors which may influence court to award custody for you. Number 2 is psychological effects. In the situation whereby both parents have been living apart for a while, and the child has been with one of the parents, the court will put into consideration the psychological effect that have happened to the child if the child has been taken away from that mother, from that parent that he or she used to be with, to the other parent. Okay, so the court will put into consideration if the child has been staying with one of the parents for a long period of time. Number 3, wishes of the child. The child can also have a wish, like I want to be with I want to be with my father, or I want to be with my mother. So the court sometimes asks the child, who do you prefer to be with? And this is often done not in the open court. So the court can put the wish of the child into consideration. the court is always very reluctant to rely solely on the wish of the child in order to grant custody, because the child may be influenced by either of the parents. So the court is always very reluctant to rely solely on the wish of the child in granting custody. Okay, but the court can always put into consideration based on other factors and see if the wish of the child can be considered. It's noteworthy that the child must be of age to make decision. You won't expect a court to ask a child of 2 years or 3 years, who do you want to stay with? Often enough, I see courts asking 6, 7, 8 years old of a child who they want to be with. In most instances, they consider age before they can ask a child such question. Number 4, conduct of the parties. Here, the court will check the lifestyle, the way of life of the parents. You won't expect a court to award you custody when you are fond of drinking, smoking. You have to put all of this into consideration to know who deserve custody of this child, because the court will be of the opinion that your way of life or your lifestyle will definitely affect that child. So if the courts can realize that you are such that do not have a responsible way of living, or you are responsible but you will not have time for that child, the court may put this into consideration and may deny you custody of your child. Do not forget that when I say the court may deny you custody, does not mean you will not have custody of your child at all. Okay, but it means the other parent will have more time with that child. Probably you will have time for the child, probably during weekends, holidays. Yes, so we have different types of custody, which I will be explaining in another video. So if you know you are such that do not have time, you need to prove to the court that you will provide measures, you will provide people, probably a family member, a responsible family member who is staying with you, that will take care of the child. If you are such a person that because of your work you do travel a lot, you may not have that adequate time for your child in the house. So you need to prove to the court that even though your work is as such that makes you travel a lot, you make provision for the welfare of the child when you are not around, because the court will definitely check all of this. The other partner, the other parents will, through the lawyer, will definitely prove this fact to say you do not deserve custody. So you will be out there to prove you are certain that you can take care of the child, that you have time and all that to take care of the child. So you need to prove to the courts how you want to achieve all of this. Okay, let's note that conduct of parties does not mean the grant for the dissolution of the marriage. If someone has come to the court to say on the ground of adultery she wants a marriage to be dissolved, saying the other partner has actually committed the offense of adultery, the offense of adultery will not be put into consideration when we are talking about custody of the child. Okay, the offense of adultery will only matter in the separation, in the dissolution of the marriage, not in the custody of the child. So when I say conduct of the parties, it does not mean the matrimonial misconduct. Does not necessarily mean the matrimonial misconduct that is a grant for the divorce petition or the grant for the judicial separation. Number 5, adequate preparation for the welfare of the child. The court wants to know you are asking for custody. The court wants to know what preparation, what arrangement do you have on grant for the welfare of the child. Since custody means the welfare and the maintenance of the child, how are you going to pay the school fees? Are you good enough? Like, do you have the money? Are you well-to-do to pay for the child's school fees, accommodation, and also? And please note that the fact that you feel you are good, you have money, you are influential, does not mean the court will award you custody. I've mentioned that earlier. You need to prove the court, even if the court can see that you are the governor of a state, you still need to prove to the court the preparation, what you have in grant in taking care of the child. If you are the father, you need to tell the court that, okay, you make provision for a cook, for a nanny, if the child is still of a tender age, on how to take care of the child. So the court will not presume because you are so influential, you have a lot of money, and say, fine, you'll be able to take care of that child. You need to prove to the court, because there is this principle of evil asserts must prove. You're saying you have the capacity to take custody of your child, that you can single-handedly, as a single parent, the court, you are telling the court that you can single-handedly take care of that child. So you need to prove to the court how you want to take care of that child. So your evidence before the court and the other partner evidence before the court, that is what the court will see and check which one is more weighty, is what the court will not use in deciding who between the two of you can take custody. So you see, you need to prove your case before the court. The court will not presume. So when you get your lawyer will definitely do all of this, and anything you know that will help your lawyer to prove this case, you need to provide to your lawyer. For example, while in the marriage, if you are the one that has been single-handedly, or you support in the larger part on paying school fees, accommodation, you could bring the receipts of those payments to prove to the court that you have been doing it and you will continue to do it, and that can easily help the mind of the court to award you custody. Thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to subscribe, like this video. It will help me to help this YouTube channel, because algorithm will see that and will make other people to watch this video, will make this video to pop up on the timeline of other people. So please subscribe, like, and share this video. See you in another video. Thank you so much.